Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vid, aka Pro Bench Warmer, and I'm bringing you week 1 of season 4, the RBL, the Reddit Battle League. Now, before jumping into this video, I'm just letting you know I did get a layout for this season. I just haven't paid for that commission. Shout out to Prime Lections for giving it to me already, but I don't want to do them a disservice by using it without paying them yet. So this will be the layout for this video. Next video, you'll see the beautiful layout that I got. Shout outs to that man. Go check him out on YouTube. I mean on Twitter. His link will be in the description. But this is battle numero uno, week number 1, and we're facing Aubrey and the Pittsburgh Sphealers. If you did not see our team builder, the team builder will be in the description below, and you'll understand what we're bringing, why we're bringing it, what scares us on his team, and so on and so forth. After like 30 minutes after recording that team builder, I had to hit up Aubrey. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for the invite. I mean, the battle request. He sent me that the challenge. I was like, crap. See team preview. I'm looking at the team and I'm like, there's no Clefable. I'm so happy that there's no Clefable. That thing is annoyingly bulky, but I understand why he didn't bring it. I have things like Tentacruel, things like Jirachi that might scare it out, so I understand why it didn't come. But I'm looking at his team matchup and I'm like, oh, he brought Scrafty food. Like, Scrafty is ridiculously good in this matchup. Scrafty is my switch in to Kyurem-Black already, and my wall to Blastoise, if it does not have Aura Sphere, I essentially wall it and set up all over it. And with setup, I can take on Infernape, I can take on Scolipede. If Mesprit does not have Dazzling Gleam, I can knock it off, and I can set up all over Registeel, bulk up on his face, and just start Drain Punching it to death. I was like, oh yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna weaken his team and like scout, and then send in Scrafty for the kill. That was the game plan. I still, like I said in the team builder, I still wanted to lead Tentacruel because I felt like it was my best lead. Tentacruel and Garchomp working together to weaken teams and being able to scout. So let's get into this match. Alright, so we see Aubrey's issuing a challenge, and I send out Tentacruel, of course, and he sends out Registeel, and I'm like, I have nothing to touch this thing. I don't want to get walled up like this easy. This thing could be Spadef. I go into Scrafty as he sends out the T-Wave, and I'm like, ah, this set. That's fun. It's cool. I'm Shed Skin, so I know I can scare him out right now, and that T-Wave doesn't do a goddamn thing. I actually go for a bulk up here, and he sends in Blastoise, and I'm like, that doesn't scare me at all. But the simple fact that he switched in Blastoise onto Scrafty made me feel like he might have Aura Sphere. So I switch out here, scared of the Aura Sphere, into Tentacruel. Yeah, right back out into Tentacruel to see what he has. He Mega Evolves, and let's see what happens here. He goes for the Dank Pulse, and I'm like, what? I could have taken that. It's whatever. I needed I needed this jelly in. I needed Tentacruel in anyway, because as I said in the team builder, I wanted to put a Toxic on Blastoise so that it puts more pressure on him staying in. He can't just break through my team anymore because he's going to be taking Toxic damage, and Toxic is 100% accurate coming off a Poison type, so I had nothing to fear with going for this Toxic. So I set up the Toxic, go for the Toxic, I land it, of course. I think it was for another Dark Pulse, and it brings me below half. I'm fine with that. Tentacruel's done its job. That thing is toxic. You're toxic. I'm slipping under. Yeah, so this thing is useless. So I'm going right back into Scrafty because I know I wall this thing. When he switches out right back into Registeel, and I was like, oh crap, I guess he thought I made a play, but I definitely didn't. So he switches out his Registeel and switches in Mesprit. The way he switched in Mesprit, see, I go for a bulk up. I thought he had Dazzling Gleam, or he's like Specs or Scarf. You get Cure to the Paralysis here, so I switch out. I did not want to take that. As I go into my Jirachi, which walls it anyway, and he just goes for the U-turn. I was like, I could have fucking stayed in yet again. So He U-turns out. That's fine. He goes right back into Blastoise. I'm like, I just want to see what the hell he's gonna go for. Sorry for the autofocus. So I just go for the protect here. It also lets the poison rack up on him. So just go for the protect here, predicting him to Dark Pulse. He goes for the Scald actually, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. So I switch back into Scrafty, knowing I can take a Scald. I'm Shed Skin. That burn probably is not gonna matter. So I go back into Scrafty as he goes for the Dank Pulse. I guess that was a good play. Scrafty just walling the ever-loving shit out of this thing. Just eating that shit up, like ridiculously bulky. As Toxic is starting to rack up on this Blastoise, it's no longer a threat. He switches in, he switches in Infernape as I try to make a play and go into Miltank, predicting the Mesprit because I'm Spadef. And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not staying in front of Infernape. So I go into Tank Chomp, and this close combat does like 30%, like a nice solid 30%. But he takes, of course, the defense drops with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, bringing him at a good 70% himself. He cannot U-turn on me if he had a U-turn, so he just switches out and goes into Mesprit. I'm like, okay, I get free rocks up here, and either he's Gleam or he's Ice Beam here. So I'm switching right back into, I believe I switched into, switch back into Miltank, and here's the godly play that kept this match going on, and I'll explain it right here. So I'm Spadef Miltank with Curse. This thing can't touch me. I'm thinking it's probably Scarf or Specs. It's clearly not Specs with that damage. So I'm like, okay, he's probably Scarf, because I have not seen an item on it at all. So I'm like, he might switch out. I just get a free Curse up and I'm fine here. So he actually stays in, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is he gonna Ice Beam again? Like, he's not Scarf then. Like, what the hell is he? What is he? AV or something? He goes for Toxic. I'm like, okay, he's not AV. He's leftovers. Like, I just haven't touched him yet. So I go for Curse. I'm fine with the Toxic simply because I have Heal Bell plus Milk Drink. So I'm totally fine with that. He goes for the U-turn here. I think I just get another Curse up. Let's see. I'm talking a mile a minute, but it's whatever because this match is fast. He goes into Registeel as I go for another Curse. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I go for another Curse. Registeel can't touch me, like, at all. He can power flinch me with Iron Head, but he can't touch me. Like, so I set up all over the thing's face, even though it does resist normal. So I'm just like, I'm gonna stay in. It's whatever. It's whatever. I'm taking that poison damage. It's whatever. This thing can't touch me. I'm at +2 defense. He gets his rocks up. I think, yeah, I go for the Heal Bell here, as that poison is gone. And I think after this with lefties, I'm like, he can't bring me down to half anyway, so I'm just gonna Curse up again. He T-waves. I'm like, oh god, come on. I get the Curse up, totally fine. I'm slow as fuck anyway, so I don't really care for the T-wave, but I understand what he was trying to do, and I'll explain it later. Actually, I'll explain it now. So he goes for the T-wave, I go for the Curse. He withdraws, but what he was trying to do is power flinch me. He goes into Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise takes rock damage and puts it below half, and Body Slam just clean kills it at +3. Amazing job coming from Miltank, putting in the work. And that paralyzed, I think he was hoping on full power so that he can send another monster to kill me. Like, he sends an Infernape here, and I'm like, I'm actually not scared because +3 close combat, +3 defense, close combat doesn't scare me. He sets up a Swords Dance, praying for the full power, and he does not get the full power. I just body slam him. This thing is gone. That's 2 mons under Miltank's titties, and we looking good. So he switches in here. I think he switches in, he switches in Kyurem-Black, and I'm like, I don't really take much from this thing anyway. And he reveals the Iron Head. I knew he would have brought Iron Head because of Florges on my team, so Iron Head was pretty good. No full power, no flinch from the Iron Head plus power. That's fine. We got a crit hit there, and Kyurem-Black drops. It's another man that falls to this woman's titties. So so he brings in Mesprit. I'm like, okay, this is whatever here. He goes for Ice Beam. I don't know what he was trying to do with Ice Beam. I guess he didn't have a Psychic type move. No Psychic, no Psyshock, whatever. I mean, Psyshock wouldn't have done anything because I'm +3 physical defense. And Psychic probably wouldn't have done much because I'm max HP, max Spadef careful. But he's going off for Ice Beams. I'm already status, so I know he's not rolling for freeze. So 2 body slams just takes this thing out fairly easily. That's what, 4 Pokemon gone. And mind you, I started this match thinking that Scrafty would put in work. But now the last 2 Mons are Registeel and Scolipede. And here's where I make the biggest choke in the fucking century. Here, I get flinched. It's whatever, but I'm gonna pause the minute it happens. I make the biggest choke in the century. So I switch out into fucking Electros. Like, what? Like, no mon is dead on my team. No mon is dead on my side. I said from the beginning, I thought Scrafty can clean up on this match. It sets up all over Registeel. I said it in the team builder that I'm not scared of Registeel because I have so many answers to Registeel. But then I see Registeel going for T-Wave and Iron Head, and my first thought was, well, he can't touch fucking Electros. That's easy as fuck, right? Like, and Flamethrower should do some damage. But he goes for Iron Head here. It doesn't do much, but he goes for Iron Head next. I learned that he is faster than me, and I get the flinch. He gets the flinch. He is faster than me again. And he gets the flinch again. Oh, he gets the flamethrower off here. I get the flamethrower off here, and I'm like, it does fucking nothing. If I had went into Scrafty and just bulked up all over this thing, I would have easily won 6-0. And you know that alludes to the fact that we let a mon drop. But let's get into this. So I'm like, I can't do shit to this thing. It's whatever. I'm going into Garchomp once again. An opportunity to go into Scrafty, just fucking squandered. And he goes for the Iron Head, and now the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet is going up on him. He gets a crit here. That kind of sucks because it forces me to rest the next turn, which is annoying. So he gets a crit. Rough Skin Rocky Helmet starts to take him down a bit. I go for the rest, of course, getting back up to full. He can hit me all he wants, but he's going to be doing more damage to himself than he does to me. So I just stay in like an idiot. And you'll see why. Like, he kills himself after I think 2 more hits. Even the lefties are not saving him here. So I'm still asleep. That's 1 turn asleep right there. And he goes for the Iron Head again. And Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, I believe, take him down this turn. Yeah, Rough Skin Rocky Helmet take him down this turn. So I think that was the second turn of sleep. I think. Oh no. This is the second turn of sleep. So he just switches in the Scolipede. He goes for the Mega Horn. It does a billion. And Rough Skin Rocky Helmet plus Life Orb just bring this thing down like crazy. However, if I had been able to take the first Iron Head hit and then sleep again, I would have had 2 turns of sleep on the Scolipede, and I would probably been able to force it to go for the Mega Horn again, as Earthquake probably wouldn't have killed. But it brought me in range that Earthquake killed, and he doesn't take Rough Skin Rocky Helmet damage again. He just takes Life Orb damage. So from this point, I'm like, I need to get him to kill himself to Life Orb. So I switch in Electros and then double back into Tentacruel, knowing that if he goes for Earthquake, he can't go for Earthquake. He has to go for Poison Jab or Mega Horn, which means that I can probably take the hit, which I do. He goes for the P-Jab and he gets the Life Orb damage, and then he has to kill off Tentacruel, taking another Life Orb hit. So that was my idea going into this. I was like, I need him to use that Life Orb as much as he can. I was not scared of the speed boosting because whatever. So at this range, I'm like, whatever, I'm going to go into Scrafty now. I know I can take a Mega Horn. I know I can take a Poison Jab, and he's going to kill himself to recoil. So I expect him to hit me. He goes for the Mega Horn and misses, and I rest. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Whatever, 1 more turn, doesn't matter. I'm back up to full. He gets a speed boost, it's whatever. And this turn he does land the Mega Horn. This is what I mean, Scrafty's so fucking bulky. If I had a bulk up, that wouldn't have done anything. And he drops the Life Orb recall, and Scrafty's sleeping on him, just dabbing on him. And we beat Albry. Now, props to Albry, because Jesus, we never beat him before. It's always been a 4-0 in his favor. Now it's a 4-0 in my favor. I think he played really well. I just think that he later on showed me that it was a fully physical Kyurem-Black, and that would have fucked me up if he led with it. Also, he said that he was fearing Florges, but with mons like Scolipede and Registeel, I don't think Florges is going to do anything to his team regardless, so I didn't bring it. But that was a very dominant performance on my end, but I feel like I didn't make any plays. It was just very safe. I had an answer to most of the mons on his team, and then once I felt comfortable with a certain mon I was setting up, I went for bulk up every time Scrafty went in case he went into Scolipede, in case he went into Infernape on Scrafty, so I can possibly take one hit and like dish damage back. The 3 mons that I could have set up with set Scrafty up on, like Kyurem-Black, Blastoise, and Registeel. Kyurem-Black, once he told me it was all physical, I was never going to be able to take that shit on. But Blastoise and Registeel I did not capitalize on, but it's whatever. We live and we learn. I said I want to learn, I want to have fun. So I'm very happy that we win week 1. But week 2 we go up against TJG and the San Francisco Giraffarigs, and boy oh boy, that's gonna be a fucking match. So look forward to that team builder, that battle. That'll be happening sometime this week. So I'm gonna get the rest of these videos done. I'm gonna take a seat. Peace.